So I waited, waited, and waited some more. And 4 hours passed. I felt like I was aging. Today I want to talk about a story that I've experienced with a fashion designer. I'm not going to use names or anything, but I just wanted to share the story because it was pretty funny or scary. Funny now, but it was scary then. As a photographer, you begin to try to collaborate with other people in order to build a portfolio. So I was just starting out and I was in school. Not a lot of people want to collaborate with you if you're just first starting out. So I started to work with anybody, anything that would move and give me the opportunity to collaborate with them. This unique individual or character, as I will describe, this person was very different and a little weird. And mostly scary. When I start planning a photo shoot, I like to work with a team. I would have my model, my fashion designer, stylist, hair and makeup, and then we develop a concept from there. I've gotten to the point of shooting at that period of time that I needed to work with a fashion designer. I needed to work with people willing to let me borrow their wardrobe so I could have a better photo shoot. Typically, during that time, I found that a lot of fashion designers didn't like collaborating with new photographers. So I was trying to overcome that obstacle and working with anybody that would tell me yes. This one unique individual was very shady and awkward to talk to. So I received a phone call from him. We were messaging in Model Mayhem. I came across his profile. I thought it was pretty decent, I would say. I just needed like one wardrobe for the concept I wanted to do, but he was messaging me saying he was available and he had a couple outfits for me to take a look at so we could plan a photo shoot. The goal was to have a day so I could go look over the wardrobe and decide a concept from there. He then asked me to forward my phone number. Typically, millennials don't like being called. I knock on his door. There was candle lighting behind him. It seemed like it was already a setup for a murder scene, and I was really creeped out, but hoping the best, trying to see the best in people kind of bites me in the butt, especially at that occasion. That was really weird. He had candle lighting all behind him. It was not something you typically run into as a photographer, and if you do, run.
A news alert. It's a website matching models with professional photographers. But the parents of 2 missing teens in Colorado say it's also a way for predators to find victims.
That's not normal. I met him in Model Mayhem. So at that time, there was a lot of Craigslist killers and Model Mayhem killers. So I was very scared. He answers the door and there are candles behind him. I don't know if he thought it was a business meetup or personal meetup, but he gave me vibes that he thought it was personal. And I started to feel extremely uncomfortable. I still think about it till this day and it gives me the heebie-jeebies. It makes me feel so uncomfortable to think that somebody thinks that's okay. So he asked me to sit in the sofa and wait for the models to come, which was never the goal. It was never the intention of that photo shoot. So photographers out there, not only do the models have to be protected from weird people like that, weird con artists, but please be sure to be safe and always carry pepper spray or some sort of a human alarm or something like that to protect yourself. This time, I was lucky. I sat on the sofa and waited 4 hours, and believe it or not, I actually waited 4 hours trying to give him the benefit of the doubt in my head, trying to scratch my head to think, what is his goal here? So he was just pacing in the living room, waiting for the models, and then he would go back and work in the back room. And then again, I was still scared. I was very concerned. It was 4 hours in, and I went up to him and I said, I have to leave. I have other things to do. This was never my intention. It was just to look at the wardrobe, to plan a photo shoot. He didn't seem to like it. And then in comes the models. And I was floored. These models look like chongas. It was creepy. It was weird. The guy had a green room in the back. He wanted me to shoot off of his phone. Weird poses. It was never ending. I felt like when I looked at the mirror, I was already seeing white hairs because I was mad. I was livid. I was frustrated. I couldn't do it anymore. And I went up to him and I told him, I was like, when are we going to figure out what we're going to do? When is the purpose that I'm here for? I went up to him and I told him, what is the purpose of me being here? I thought it was to look at wardrobe. No, don't worry, we could do a photo shoot. And I was baffled. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was speechless. Like, how are you gonna bring somebody in with the... How can you mislead somebody into think that you're just there to plan the photo shoot, not have a photo shoot? Wardrobe. Oh, no, no, no. The models are underway. And the models come in and they look like chongas. If you don't know what a chonga is, here's the picture. The goal wasn't to work with chongas. The goal was to look at wardrobe. And his wardrobe sucked. It looked like it was 2 pieces of paper hanging on by a thumbtack. So, trying to keep my calm. First starting out, I didn't want to be that type of person and be labeled as an impatient person or be mean or crude or whatever. I was first starting out, so I cared way too much. Unfortunately, that part was my fault. He had the audacity to ask me to use his camera to photograph these weird looking women, and by the way, they were underage. And they were doing some compromising positions that he was asking them to do. I felt like this was a joke. I looked around to see if there were any cameras from Punk'd, because this was ridiculous. I was waiting that long and I took 2 pictures and I left. I didn't even talk to him after that. That was frustrating and overwhelming. So if you're a photographer first starting out, you don't have to think that you have to stick to mediocre humans to work with. There are mean models and there are people who are just mean-spirited or just disorganized and they don't know what they want. But it was creepy, and don't put yourself ever in that position. If you find yourself feeling like that person is weird, most likely they are. So save yourself a headache and don't do the same things I do. This was a weird story brought to you by Beatrice. If you like more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Please comment below if you can relate. Please let me know I'm not the only weirdo. Make sure to ring that notification bell if you want to know when these videos drop. I am excited that you're watching this video. Have a great day and looking forward to see you in the next video.